Hey, morning guys, Craig, Hardcore Human Performance. It's 5:30, Good Friday. Just out the front, about to go for a 10-kilometre run with a bunch of like-minded individuals. Trials, trepidation, nervousness, expectation management, all thoughts and feelings that I've been having over the last couple of days. You know, where are my failings? What are my expectations of myself? So to put it into context, I wasn't going for a job. The job was offered as a possibility, and then we had to put we're still got to put the whole thing together really, and put the proposal together to deliver. But at this stage, they're happy with what we're proposing. Now, it's a leadership package for a company over a period of years. So it's a legacy sort of program where hopefully we work ourselves out of a job. That's the intent. I don't want to do something for the money. I've got to have a purpose behind it. And, if that actually gets me out of a job and I can create, or we can create a legacy of a continuum for the organisation, then that's what we will do. And then obviously just do some follow-ups over time, which would just be checks and balances and, checking methodologies and everything else. Anyway, so the individual I've asked to join me is a very good mate of mine. But you know how you don't want to be the smartest individual in the room, and if you are, you need to find another room because you want to be challenged. Well, this is what this individual does to me for my deficiencies. Now, I know my capacity to instruct, deliver, and influence, but it's the behind the scenes, it's the capacity to develop in a way and structure that works at a level that I'm not used to, which is, I'm talking about the high-end corporate deliverables on expectation management. Not so much the verbiage. I'm happy with the verbiage at that level. It's more so when you live within a space, i.e., the corporate level politics, where I was grassroots, individual management, execution of tasks. So I'd still plan and then execute and then work within a higher commander's intent. Now, the idea is to affect the higher commander, if that makes sense. So the level of my instruction, this is all going to be learning for myself. So I suppose the moral of the story is understand your value, create a purpose, and have a go. I love that I'm challenging myself. It blows my mind. I sit here, I was just thinking about it again while I was just talking to you, so which I digress. But I want to challenge myself, and I want to continue to learn, and I want to see where and how I value add, and then just dive deeper into this methodology of influence and purpose, higher purpose. And we can all do this. If you are living just to work and you haven't figured out that your destiny is to do something else, or what is your destiny? There's the question. What are you destined to do? What mark do you want to leave on this world? And it doesn't have to be massive. It doesn't have to be a Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. There's two basketballers, which is funny coming from a 5'0" bloke. It doesn't have to be a Linford Christie, or and people don't even know who these people, some of these people are, but they've some of them have left a legacy, but some of them have left a mark. You know what I mean? And they're all different destinies and they're all different journeys, but they're all walked by individuals who had a purpose, had a passion, and went to execute. All right. So, you know, over the last couple of years, I've been out just over 6 years now. I really had to articulate what my passion was, and then that became my purpose. And that's why it's people. And that's why I'm happy challenging myself at all levels. You know, I really want to get into the Olympic side of athlete management. And I want to create athletes to be at that level, which is what I'm aiming to do. All right. So anyway, I'm going to do this 10K run, working at about 5.5 a kilometre. And then after I get back from Kokoda, it's 2 sessions a day, intervals in the afternoon, building my VO2 max and speed and conditioning for this Hyrox. I am dead set keen on making up for my poor effort the other day. Even though I come out of sickness, even though I'm coming out of injury, I am at myself and dirty that I was not at a level that I was happy with, and I was humbled. So yeah, anyway, I'm getting after it. Happy Easter, everyone. Don't eat too much chocolate, and if you do, every chocolate's 10Ks. Why not? Sure. All right. Talk to you. Get after it.